The soil still clings to my boots, rough as gravel and stubborn, yet somehow my hands remember the crunch of seeds between my fingers. My family says I have asterisk failed. They whisper about the barn constructed last winter, the crops that wilted before they were even planted, the numbers they burned after a single yield report. They call it futility, mockery, waste, words they'll repeat until my calves hum with the labor of reclaiming what they'd abandoned. I want them to think I've returned to old habits, to petrify these past scars back onto the earth they used to call home. But the stillness here gnaws. They meant it. They always did, even now. Still, the soil guards stories. Not always aggressively, not always in vain. Yesterday I stood amid the fields they once called asterisk ghetto and asterisk, cracked plains of dust still haunting the wind's veins, and saw their faces. Not the older ones, not the ones who let me off the hook years ago. No, these are his, their eyes hollowed by years of silent retreats, their hands clasped in prayer now, not doubt. They argue, they laugh, they say that was your idea. But not this time. Theirs is something deeper, something they've started to see finally. I told you what I had, I said, voice raw as newspapers folded too slowly not to leave us anything behind. Just stop mowing turns and let this land live asterisk. You'll have no idea what it'll cost you if you'd let it rot. Their reply was a blade wrapped in velvet. Oh, child, you're here to pay for what they took, maybe. But what did they pay for? The years have thickened like a vine. I spent nights refining, learning the language of compost teas and symbiotic microbial networks. The fields I once pictured as barren are now lush, their roots entwined with the earth's memory. Yet even as I see them, now farmers, speakers at town hall, even a charity chief I helped fund, I'm still clawing at the edges of that violin room they still call their childhood home. The old man Thompson's son snaps and chokes. The younger cousin brings up the agronomist who'd steal my work. They splinter before I have a chance to show them what I've done. Then the day comes, it's a Saturday. My daughter finds my workshop cluttered with stubborn cast iron and coffee grounds. I give her my old notebook, pages filled with equations for compost teas, sketches of my daughter's drawings of trees blooming where they once withered. She sits on the porch stair, breath hitching. I let her see the soil here, the same soil cracked with roots that drink starlight, and her eyes go distant, not nostalgic but painfully clear. Fathers clasp mothers, aunts murmur. I want them to remember the words. Failure, irrelevance, asterisk. Instead, I show them the look empty-eyed twins get when they touch a sprout in a pot, the tremor in their hands when a beetle replants the hole beside it. They see the weight. Not the words, asterisk what they expected, asterisk, crumbling into nothing but the soil thrumming through my palms. Then the lie unravels them, no, just the truth. My mother's hands tremble as she examines a sprout. My brother snaps at her. The conflict erupts, not as a storm but a white-hot thing fermenting. We stand in the field, our shadows falling long. She stories about her own mother who chased banks like I chase them now. The one who still believes compost works. The old pain is there, still gnawing under their skin, but here, face to face, they see it. The desperation, the asterisk need asterisk. And then it breaks, a single tear shaken by something ancient yet new. My father's voice won't forget what they told him. My father cannot look away, but slowly, imperceptibly, that tear mingles with something else, a reckoning. They remember the girl in the field, buried beneath their pride, the boy who sculpted pottery with recycled glass, the woman who sold soil to survive and then bought privacy. It doesn't matter which brand you smashed, I said finally. The ground remembers. They storm out, my son clings to a seedling in his palm, laughing like she once laughed with the ghosts of her own youth. In the end, the land thrives, yes, richer, wilder than before, but our lesson lingered in the cracks. That worth isn't measured in quotas or accolades, but in what keeps the world breathing. The farmers asked no apologies now, not because they understand, perhaps because they've heard the silence before, and I stop running further. My family sees me, they see me. The road home is longer now, not for me but for them, but its flavors, part bitter, part sweet, diverge like seasons, and for the first time I let them listen. They'll want me to run, they win again, but nothing sets that hum more than watching us rebuild together, one cautious step at a time, the kind of humbling we'd never build. Like the calloused hands now gripping soil instead of screens, and the dream finally leaking back into its own roots. Tonight I want you to hear it too, my voice faint but steady. You were right that you needed to nourish something else first, and rightly so, let's take root. The earth remembers what names forget, and I realize it better than any ledger could.